And now we are bringing the winner of the 250s from Indy from Monster Energy Pro Circuit, Seth Hammaker. What's up, Seth? How are you, bud?
Oh, I'm doing great. Yeah, great weekend. So.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was the way to go. We were talking about you before the show, Fro, and saying, like, obviously, like, you had that big case that we all saw. But other than that, like, dude, it seemed like you put a wheel perfectly wherever you needed to go.
I thought it looked like that it was an easy race for you. Yes or no?
It did kind of feel like that after I think about it. But, more mentally than anything, I feel like that's where the things played in, especially at the end of the race where you know you can do it, you're getting close, and you're going through lappers, the track's getting gnarly. That's what kind of tested me the most.
Sure.
But pulling the whole shot, I had a little gap the whole race, and Tom was being pretty consistent as well, so that made it tough. But I feel like it kind of helped to have him just stay on me close enough to help me hit my mark still, so that was good.
702-586 Pulp, you got a question for Seth Hammaker about his win at Indy or anything else, give us a call here on the show. And again, brought to you by the folks at FCP.
So just for the listeners here, when you have a race like that, did it seem like like it was a long time, or did it seem like that it flew by?
Until I got halfway, I felt like it was a long time, and then after that, I just kind of logged some more laps after that, and I got my mechanic gave me like 6 laps to go, and I was like, okay, we're getting closer. But it does feel like a long race normally when you're out front like that from the start. But honestly, not as bad as I thought it would have been. I think the track being the way it was and having to keep your focus like you did on a track like that, it kind of helped that situation.
Phil, I found this out during the race, 4 years between wins. Seth's got one other win 4 years ago. I was like, I told him after the race, I'm like, dude, I would have guessed 2. It didn't seem 4 years.
What was it, Houston?
Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas.
2021, right?
Yeah. It just seems like, I don't know, Seth, you've been up front, you've been on the podium, you've had some injuries, but 4 years kind of blew me away. So
yeah, that's a long time. I mean, it feels like that for me, I guess, but like it's been so, a lot of injuries along the way, and that win happened so early in my career, and this one was just so nice to get after being that long without a win. So just feels good. And
would you tell me what career race was Dallas? What number was that for you? You said
3.
Yeah.
3.
Oh wow.
Wins his 3rd race ever. Goes 4 years and wins another one. Yeah.
Doesn't like Talon Volan or somebody have like 7 years between wins, or
he went to Europe.
Or was
Volan's got, because he went to Europe, right? So
Larry Ward had a long time span in the 450 class too, didn't he?
Larry went
190
90 to 97. Yeah.
Yeah, so 7
wow. Years for him too.
Yeah. So man, you cut that in half. You're doing good, Seth.
There you go.
Yeah.
Seth, we all know that you switched training locations this year. You're with the Lawrences there, working with all those guys, and Michael Byrne, of course, training as well. How? What was the and Mitch has lightened up a little bit, but was that a battle with Mitch to go there and because shipping, bikes, all of the stuff that you guys need to do there, He's long resisted that. He let Baggett do it. Dino had to win a little bit. Then he finally let Dino go. How much of a battle was it with Mr. Payton there to go over there?
It was a little bit of a battle for sure. I understood that I wasn't dominant at the time. I wasn't winning, all these races. So I understood that, and I just, I went in and talked to him, and I just explained, the reasons why I wanted to, and I just wanted to change and to try it out, and it was a big gamble. I wanted just to do it for myself, and after a little bit of talking to him and everybody with the team, we got it to happen, and I'm super grateful that they were willing to give it a shot, right? And man, I'm so grateful I did. I've been having a blast down here, and just California for me, I don't think is the best place because I grew up on the East Coast. I'm from Pennsylvania. And being in Florida feels more like home to me.
Sure.
And that in general, away from even just the dirt bike riding, I enjoy just
pace of life,
other life stuff. Yeah. So that's been cool. And then obviously everything with the training down here has been awesome.
So Mitch said no, and you said please, or was it like I'll think about it? Like
Pretty please.
Yeah, like how did that go? I'm a little more curious about the process.
There was a lot of conversations, back and forth. There was many times that I went into the office, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, it wasn't easy, but I was pretty set on what I wanted to do. So it was a couple times for sure.
He like Baggett, Wilson, a lot of these guys got to go, but they had to win first in California, and then Mitch is like, okay.
Well, but also in California, basically everything's paid for, right? And going back to Florida, it's coming out of your pocket to do that, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's why on my part, like, you got to get a practice mechanic. You pay for the facility, trainers, all that. And, I was willing to invest in myself, and regardless of what, I understood that by coming down here doesn't automatically make me a champion. Like, there's still so much that needs to happen and goes into it, but I just wanted to give myself the best shot, and the opportunity arose, and I wanted to jump on it. And if I would, regardless of what happens, if it works out to be great or if it doesn't, I just wanted to make sure that I tried it and have no regrets once my career's over.
And someone in like Seth's position, like I'm not, I'm just guesstimating on salary. Let's say he makes $200,000 a year, $225,000. Like, then you got to go pay the facility costs, $40,000. You got to pay practice mechanic, $35,000. Then let's say you trainer, and then at the end of the year you don't have a good year and you don't win races, and then you got to pay taxes and do all that. Like, you don't make a lot of money. You know what I mean? So for Seth to be able to do that in the position that he was in, being hurt and being like, hey, I got to make a change or else, I'm spiraling, and it makes it's easy now to be like, oh yeah, it was all worth it. But at the same time, like, it's a massive gamble because you're going up against someone who employs you, that pays you this money to be like, hey, I need to go make this change. And
it takes balls and all of that to do that, right? Yeah.
And you feel it. You feel that a little bit too. But it's nice to see the progression and to see it pay off. But you don't know if it's gonna, right? Like you mentioned.
Now.
Well, I was going to say, Jordan Bailey told me one time, because at that time those guys had to pay Baker's factory, and Jordan Bailey told me one time he's walking away with like $60,000 after all his Baker's factories and practice bike guys are all paid for.
Yeah,
and this was like a factory Rockstar Escafona guy.
It's crazy.
Hey, so I didn't know until I watched the broadcast that you are now working with Michael Byrne on the training side of things, and the compound, the riding area is the dog pound, right?
We call it the dog pound,
The dog pound, So what's that relationship with Burner been like?
It's been awesome. Ever since I got down here, we started working together immediately, and that was the whole plan when I, was proposing it to the team and stuff like that. I wanted to work with Burner, and he has a good group of guys with Chance Hymas and Drew Adams and a couple other kids, and obviously with Hunter and Jet. So I was very excited to, get going with that. And right away, it was right to the technique side of things. I came down here, I rode probably a month of outdoors on my 450, just all technique stuff, and was very disciplined on that end of things too. No matter, he's like, no matter how slow we're going, we're going to do it the right way. And that's the only way to get those habits, because there was a lot of habits that I had to break from so many years of riding, and that's all I really knew. And growing up, I never had trainers or people telling me what to do. I always just kind of learned things as I went. I watched videos and races, and I would go out and ride in my backyard and just try and implement what I saw. So then, anyway, getting back to Burner, it's been awesome, and the way he explains things and goes about his schedule, and I never question anything. I just do what he says, and it's been super cool. And just as a mentor on and off the track, he's just been a great guy.
Yeah. So is it comprehensive as far as like coaching on the track, technique, lap times, that type of stuff, and then all of your off the bike training too, like lifting or cardio, things like that?
Yeah, exactly. So he does all the on-the-bike stuff, and then as well as the off-the-bike gym, and we all do bike rides together and stuff like that. So everything, is in one place, and it's nice to have a solid program. It just feels good. No questions, and that's the big thing. Like, the program's proven and stuff like that. So a big confidence for me in my mind heading into just the season in general. I feel like I struggled with that in the past. and that definitely brings a big factor.
Does Danny make you those delicious meals and stuff? She's an excellent cook, by the way.
She's a good cook.
She's a good cook.
Yeah, she has some like healthy desserts and stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
I want to ask you about your first win and this win. Obviously, you got signed by Pro Circuit. You know, you weren't a very high-profile amateur. You got your first win on your third race, and then you went 4 years to now. I mean, obviously, you still had good races and got on the box and stuff like that. Was your first win more emotional, or was this win, I know it was a shootout, more competition, or was this win more emotional just because you went through the ringer to get there? Obviously, you go from an amateur and you dream of being a pro and winning your first supercross, but then when you spiral downhill and you have to dig yourself out of the hole in the dark places when no one's fucking around, you know what I mean, and you're by yourself because you're a quiet kid, so you get forgotten about a little bit, and then you come out and you win an East-West shootout. Does this one feel better?
It feels so much better, to be honest. Like, it was a lot of the things you mentioned right there. Like, the first one to me came, I don't want to say easy, but it came so soon in my career, like my third ever pro race, and I was just so happy that I did that. And like you said, in between those times, I've been on the podium. I've had some good races, but so many injuries and just dark places, right? And you get into the mindset of, like, man, you know, should I be here? Can I do it again? And you keep working, you keep coming back. And to do it again, like this one just felt, you know, so much better and more emotional. And to come back and do it again, and especially the East-West Showdown, you know, just brings more to that. But yeah, it's just a great feeling and brings so much confidence after 4 years of not a win, but on to more, hopefully.
You're 11 back, so you're not out of this at all. I'm not saying that, but you're like one bad piece of chicken from maybe being the points lead.
I mean,
Seth,
Detroit fucked you, dude.
The chicken, the chicken just got you.
Detroit.
Wait, you got food poisoning?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was Detroit. Yeah, looking back, you want to get that one back. I mean, it was a bummer because, I mean, I just think about even just a couple of points before the red flag, I was in 14th, you know, and I would have even taken a couple more.
Yeah. Well,
and then with that, but I just, you can't dwell on it now, but still to be 11 back is
you're fine. It's not the end of the world. We had Levi on. He said he ate the chicken too, and he was fine. But you and McAdoo were jacked up. So I don't know if Levi's got an iron gut or like what was going on there. But
wait, it was from the team truck?
I heard. Yeah.
Man, that's rough.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah. But it happens. You never know.
Seth Hammaker brought to you by FCP here. Pulp 25-chassis to save. Get some race cups. Get yourself some engine mounts. All right, we got Jacob on 3. Question for Seth here. What's up, Jacob? What's your question for Seth Hammaker?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Doing good.
Yeah, Seth, hey, congrats on the win, man. Just want to kind of ask, so with everything that's been going on with Pro Circuit and everything like that, I was kind of just curious about, like, expectations and everything like that with the team. Did you kind of find yourself in, like, a position where you were kind of put in, like, the number one spot with everyone going out, or, like, how does that work? I'm sure you always come into the season kind of expecting to win, or at least fighting for podiums and stuff like that, but is there any more pressure that kind of gets put onto you?
I try not to let it bring any more pressure, and I feel like with being on Pro Circuit and being one of the guys, that pressure or that expectation is there from the start of the season when everyone's healthy or not. But just trying to not let that get to me and to not let that change my plan or goals for the season. And the big goal for the season for me is to make it through the season healthy, no matter what the result is. And it sucks to have the guys get hurt and things like that. But like I said, I try not to let that get to me. And there's always expectation to win from the team, and I want to do it for myself too.
Thanks, man. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
You left, Seth, when you're talking about training with Burner and all that, you left out the number one athlete that Burner has there. The multi-time Canadian champion, Dylan Wright, is down there. And,
He is.
Yep, so just tell Dylan there's a chance that his arch enemy might come back this summer. Phil?
Yeah?
Phil, right?
Oh.
Might be Dylan Wright, Phil and Nicoletti battles, maybe? Phil?
Maybe.
Okay,
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But you just tell Wright next time on the bicycle ride, hey, dude, you might want to dig a little harder here.
I've seen Dylan on the bicycle. I went on some rides.
Oh, and? What?
He's lucky the cycling skill doesn't translate to dirt bikes.
Oh, really? Oh, is
He'd
he?
be fucked.
Is he bad? Really? Like just?
I'm sure he's better now, but
Yeah.
it's crazy. I might smash, Webb on a bicycle too, and he lap me in a supercross main
Dude,
event,
that guy
so-
rides good though. When I did the Canadian broadcast
Yeah.
this last
Oh, yeah.
summer, it was really
Right.
impressive. I'm surprised he's alive after that crash he hit, but it's good to see him back.
No,
He
Dylan's
is good.
Yeah, Dylan's a really good
He
rider,
works
man.
so hard.
Yeah.
Seth, I want to ask you. So you're from Bainbridge, PA, not far from me. He's right around
Oh, not far from- oh, so
Hershey
he's-
Park. Yeah,
yeah.
2 hours, two and
Okay.
a half. So like I rode a lot of the tracks he grew up on. If you and I had to have a one-on-one shootout at Sleepy Hollow right now, who wins?
Oh boy.
Oh, Sleepy Hollow is one of my best tracks.
Yeah, I'd whoop your ass there, boy. You wouldn't have a chance.
Sleepy Hollow. Okay.
Yeah.
Sleepy Hollow.
It sounds like something out of like a Disney movie.
Yeah,
Sleepy
it's-
Hollow.
Yeah, full clay track and
Oh, yeah.
That was my first race there at that track.
Yeah. Oh, really? That's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember when they used to have the like the mini track down at the bottom?
Yep.
It's still like a pit bike track maybe now. But
Yep.
yeah, that was my first race. It was actually funny. Like I was on like a KTM mini adventure and there was a bunch of loud Cobras behind me. The gate dropped and I just sat there and I was like, "Hey, going." And then the guy who was doing the gate, he was like super cool and he was like, because the track came across the start, he's like, "All right, bud, like if you're gonna go, you got to go now." And I took off. It's kind of funny,
That's
but
funny.
yeah, that was my first.
Yeah,
race.
I raced there on 50s as well. That's the first race. It was area qualifier I ever met Jason Lawrence.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, it's crazy. The track's been around for years and years. And
How old would he have been then?
Jason was probably 7.
Did he have his little cigar at
Yeah.
that time? Was he cruising around with the cigar?
Not yet. He wasn't
That was-
introduced
that was
to
later.
That sort of
We got
stuff,
Craig on 6 for Seth. Welcome to the show, Craig. What's your question for Seth Hammaker?
Seth, does this voice sound familiar?
I don't know yet. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Krager. I just want to call and see how you're doing physically.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, I do know now. Yeah,
Listen to that
I'm doing
accent.
good,
You know
Craig.
he's
How are
from
you?
up north, back east.
That's Central PA, Pennsylvania Dutch.
So Seth's home race is Philly or Pittsburgh? What do we? I don't know my geography of PA. Where are we? at?
Philly.
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 Sure,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Craig. Anything else?
So how are you feeling physically, Seth?
Feeling really good. I feel like this is the best spot I've been in physically probably ever. And I feel like I still have a good ways to go yet, but just trying to keep the workload balance good, and Burner's been really good about helping me with that. Just managing the whole season as a whole, so that's been good.
Yeah, we got. Look, 11 back. Thanks for the call, Craig. 11 back. We got another 2 more showdowns to go. Us experts in the media want to break down the series, but dude, like anything can happen. Like these showdowns are, anything can happen.
But Seth is a great starter.
Mm-hmm.
That his practice start that he had, going into the first corner, he, obviously I was in the PC truck, we talked about it, but he came in a little too hot and tucked the front. But come the main event, to be able to do that same thing in the main and execute, it's a huge deal.
Dude, you know what? I'm just checking my selection from the Pulp MX Fantasy MX, not the other fantasy thing that you sell here in Vegas, but I had the FFL. I had Hammaker last week.
You did?
Were you were you leading first lap?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think I got it. I got some bonus points. I'm like the worst in my league.
Okay.
I got like 10 guys, and I'm getting totally smoked.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you
all
got
right.
it.
Well, I should say thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for the. It's 15
right
bonus
on.
points or
Yeah.
25.
It's 15. Yeah.
15 bonus
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
Thanks, Seth.
Nice. Good job.
Anytime.
Seth Hammaker here, brought to you by FCP on the show. So did you have to ride this week, or did you get a little week off, or like what's the plan here?
Yeah, we're gonna ride outdoors this whole week. So
Okay.
back on it tomorrow and get a little bit of outdoor riding in. It'll be fun. So the weekend, I feel like that we have this weekend off, so have a little bit of time, and then after Birmingham, maybe do a little bit more of outdoor. But after that, really, we're gonna be, into that 4-race swing up north. So it'll be just Supercross full time then. But it'll be good.
I asked Jacob Hammaker.
Right.
Ghost in personality. You know, like
he needs a vlog too.
He needs a vlog too. Like another, like the problem is they're all good kids and they all have an actual personality. But like Seth is an actual ghost. Like you almost forget he rides for Pro Circuit. You know, obviously he's
this is Phil's rant tonight.
Yeah,
Seth. It's his rant.
Like I just know all these kids. You know, they're not just sticklers,
Right.
And obviously I know it's hard when you're hurt and you're not around to even be in the mindset to be publicly seen or whatever, but I give Cowie, Mitch, Ron Holiday, people that stick behind you that actually know your speed and know that you're waiting in the wing to show what you really have, and it's cool. I'm sure even the past 4 years, it all gets forgotten about after this past Saturday. So I think that's rad.
Yeah.
A race win trumps anything, dude.
Yeah. And I'm a quiet kid. I've always have been. I feel like, but it's something that I do need to be better at. It's just better social media and stuff like that. Being more up for, just like, I don't know, just more.
More outgoing, right? Yeah,
exactly. And because I do, like you said, Phil, everyone has a personality, but sometimes you just don't see that.
Yeah.
And I'm not one to just go out, and it's not my thing to post everything or be all up on it. But yeah, I think it's a big part of our life now. It's just with social media and stuff like that, and with sponsors and everything. So
maybe you can hire Tate. Tate needs a job. Hire Tate. Tate can be your social guy.
That would be great.
Because I heard he's Pro Circuit now. Is Tate Pro Circuit, or is he?
After this weekend, he probably is for sure.
Because I heard for a while Mitch sent him clothes, and he was Team Pro Circuit, and Honda was standing to fire him. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he is anymore.
Okay, all right, okay. Hey, how'd you and Jaimes Chance, obviously, both you guys are really good dudes, but, I mean, you're going for the same thing here. Do you guys have some epic battles during the week? Like, how's that been?
Yeah, we do. It's been super cool to have a chance when we get along really good.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because when Burner's like, all right, like we're doing an 80%, 20-minute, main or whatever, and we end up doing like a 20-minute sprint.
Yeah.
Because it just ends up being like a battle.
You're
but,
you asshole, you're not beating me.
Yeah, because then he's like, all right, maybe it'll help if we spread out, and then we just watch each other, when you can still see him, right? And he's like, all right, that's not going to work either.
Burner's like, all right, different days.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah. No, it's good because it keeps us both, we push each other, and that's what we need, but we just need to do it responsibly and don't take too many risks, right? But it's cool to have, him to ride with, and looking forward to getting Jet and Hunter back and Drew, so it'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, Alden's had to deal with that too. Hey guys, we're here to help each other. We are not here to slam each other, and it's like when you and LaRocco would hang out back in the day, bro.
Yeah, but it's so competitive that way. Seth, when Justin Cooper was on earlier, I was asking him about the environment at the Star compound, and there's like 15 250 riders. They got 3 premier 450 riders. It's like it just seems like that you would never have a break to sort of – it just feels like there would be just constant lap time pressure, and it
100%.
It seems like that with your – okay, you got one guy, maybe 2 guys at times that you're sort of gauging yourself off of, but like I'm like, how many riders would be – and that's the same thing like when you're out west riding at the tracks out west.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, there could be 6, 7 PC riders out there at once. And there's a pecking order to all that, and there's egos and everything involved. I personally don't think that I would have thrived in that environment at all. Like I wanted to do my own thing.
Phil wrote a club for. I mean, it was kind of how it was a club, right? They would drop the gate. And
I mean, but that's what the sport is now. Too.
Yeah,
like
but I can't speak for Seth, but I need people to ride with, because if I don't have someone to ride with, I'm not going out there to do it. And I rode by myself as a kid my whole life, and I fucking hated it. So I don't care if I'm 6 seconds a lap slower. I just need somebody out there.
Yep.
You know, so kind of.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, different styles, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, Seth, thanks for the time tonight. Congrats on the win. That was awesome. Really cool to see. And like Phil said, all the things you've been through, right? The downs of the injuries where nobody, people don't know what you're doing and how hard you're working to get back. So it's really cool to see you come back all the way. And, yeah, this thing's not over. You're 11 back. Like we said, you're one bad piece of chicken from leading us points.
And you get 13 days to enjoy it.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
get to savor it with the weekend off.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Seth Hammaker was the best 250 rider for 2 weeks. There we go.
But don't forget, next few years when you finally get settled in, we're going to have a shootout at Sleepy. And we'll
Sleepy Hollow. Yeah.
We're gonna.
250s or 450s, Phil?
I'm 450. He can stay on a 250.
Okay, all right, okay.
Some sort of advantage.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? This is a good question for you. We asked Jay Coop this before we let him go. Who was your hero when you rode, and when you were a little kid and you went to the supercross, motocross races? And did you ever get any goggles or jerseys or anything from any of these dudes?
I never did get like goggles or anything, jerseys, nothing like that. But I really just looked up to Dungey. Like, just that was kind of who I was a big fan of, and but yeah, I was never. To be honest, now that I think about it, my first supercross race that I ever went to was in 2017 at East Rutherford.
Okay,
like I would like that's pretty late. It's kind of wild, but yeah, never was the one to go. To go up to those guys. But
right.
Ryan Dungey was my guy.
Okay.
Well, damn it, we need to get Dungey on the horn, get him to sign up something, get it out, get it shipped back to Florida.
There we go. Have you talking to Dunge at the races, Seth?
Yeah, here and there.
Okay.
Yeah, every time I see him and stuff, he's we always say what's up. But just
cool.
Little stuff, and but yeah, it's pretty cool.
Right. All right. Okay. Sounds good, Seth. Thanks for the time, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me on.
All right,
great job.
Congrats. Great work. Thank you.